Okay, welcome again. This is the next video where I show a lot of punch-ins and punch-outs. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning. I hear nothing, right? Or I hear what's in my backing track, but either way, I hear nothing. So now I start a part. I punch in, I start recording, I punch out, I stop. Okay. Now I start recording, and when I start a new recording, that's when I mark this as a transfer. Okay, it means that everything I've recorded previous to this, everything that's in the buffer, is now been told that you have to copy that. And I don't have to do that all in one shot. I do that as I'm moving, and I know when to stop because I've marked it down at the punch-in point. I record another one, right? I punch out, okay? If I don't do anything else, at some point, the index is going to go to the end. It's transferring all this stuff over. It'll transfer this one, and it'll stop transferring at this point, right? But I don't do that. I start punching in again, another punch in. Okay, this is gone, and I move my X to the punch-in point. So anytime I start a new recording, my punch-in point becomes my new transfer over point, you see? So now I punch out, right? And now I'm over here, and I decide I'm going to punch in again. Uh-oh, what do I do? Well, it's very simple. Every time you punch in, you move the transfer point over here, okay? And you mix your new recording in here, right? So you're mixing now. You're mixing your new recording in here, okay? And so what's going to happen is that maybe this what was originally here looked like this, and now I'm putting another recording in, and it's mixing it over like this, okay? I'm committing everything that's happened, okay? What is going to be a bit of a problem is if I want to undo this, it's not going to know that because I've already mixed two of them together. We can't avoid that, okay? That's something that we can't really avoid. We have to think a little bit hard about how to do that. But so far, this allows us to do some really good undos just for if you did something in one pass, right? But we have to think about that a little bit, right? But let's just see what happens. So this gets what was underneath. Actually, no, it doesn't really cause a problem at all, right? Because what's happening is, it doesn't cause a problem at all. Because what's happening is that since I have not hit the X point yet, I'm still transferring stuff over. I transfer what's underneath it, okay? Before I record what's on it, okay? So as I start recording, I'm transferring what's underneath it and clearing it out. So now what's underneath it has been cleared out. So now I'm really just putting a single layer on here. See, so I take that back. What's actually happening here is that it's working fine. I'm moving whatever was in the buffer before and adding it to the buffer below before I write over onto the top. And then this one gets copied over, and then this one gets copied over, okay? And I'm recording a new thing over it, okay? And then I decide to punch out. Okay, so now I've got this chunk here, and I've got the three elements copied over here. Now I decide to start another one. I'm like, oh, I'm going to layer another one over here, right? And right now I'm hearing the three recordings from before, and I'm hearing this recording that I just did. Okay, now I'm going to punch in again. I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to do another layer on top of here. Okay, as soon as I punch in, I mark this as a transfer point. It means I have to copy and add all of this over to the bottom as I'm recording the new stuff. So this stuff starts going over here, and I get it mixing here. I don't have it mixing here. I got it mixing here. I don't have it mixing here. I have it mixing here. I don't have it mixing here. And it goes around and around while this is being erased, and a new one is being put down, right? And I hit punch out, and I stop. And so now when I'm looping, I'm hearing the one I just recorded, and I'm hearing these two together, just this one by itself, these two together, just this one by itself, and these two together just by itself. So it's working beautifully. I am copying as I go, okay, everything. When this comes back around, this gets removed, and I no longer have to do that transfer, okay? I just need to play it. Okay, now I hit undo. I'm like, this part I don't like, okay? I don't like it. So the index, let's say, is at this point, and I hit undo. I put a clear point, and now what it's going to do is that as it's running through, it's going to just erase this until it comes back around, and it erases this. It erases the entire buffer when you hit undo, because this buffer, from the read head pointer on, okay, only has stuff you want to throw away, okay? And when you mark stuff to save it, when you're like, I'm starting a new recording, okay, I'm gonna punch in now and start a new recording, right? As soon as I do that, I mark this as the point where everything from here on till I come back around has to be moved and added to here before I clear it and before I put new stuff on it. So this is the idea. I'm gonna make another video to try to maybe summarize.